Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the 2020 United Way of Greater Milwaukee and Waukesha County Community Campaign Kickoff event. I'm Linda Benfield, Board Chair for United Way. We would much rather be together with you tonight in person, but we thank you for joining us, because tonight we come together to kick off the annual campaign. Tonight, we begin with a thank you. Thank you to so many people who are part of the United Way family, and for everyone who will make our campaign a success. First of all, thank you to BMO Harris Bank for sponsoring tonight's event. And a special thank you for their donations to our Reducing Barriers to Employment and Advancement initiative that are being made throughout the evening. We appreciate their longtime support of United Way, and we thank them for their commitment to change in our community. Thank you to our United Way Board of Directors. I'm proud to be a part of this incredible group of thoughtful and passionate individuals. They take their responsibility very seriously, and it shows in the quality of the work that is being done every day in our community. Thanks to our campaign cabinet, thanks to our loaned executives, and thank you to our campaign ambassadors, the United Way staff, and everyone who is running a workplace campaign or involved in supporting our annual campaign in any way. There are so many people behind the scenes that make our campaign successful, and we are so grateful to each and every one of you. A special thank you to this year's campaign co-chairs, Judd Snyder, Kelly Grebe, Austin Ramirez, and Dr. John Raymond. You will have a chance to meet all four of them in just a few minutes. We are so impressed with the way they are leading our campaign during these challenging times. We know we absolutely have the right group of people leading our efforts. And finally, thanks to all of you, the donors and volunteers for United Way. We know that this year will be anything but normal, and we also know that we will continue to face challenges and obstacles in our community. But we also know that so many of you are ready to join the fight, and we are very grateful for that. Tonight, we celebrate the faces of change. We know that it's not just one person, but all of us working together to create lasting change in our community. As we kick off our 2020 United Way Community Campaign, we begin our journey to rebuild and reimagine our world.
It's the one word we all got to know a little better in 2020. We watched as some businesses made difficult decisions in order to keep their employees safe, while others found new ways to reinvent themselves. We saw learning move from the classroom to the dining room. And we saw some of our close friends and neighbors transform into superheroes right before our eyes. The world waited as we closed our doors and prepared to stay safe at home. COVID-19 quickly took over all of our lives. But for so many, the pandemic only added to the challenges they were already facing every single day.
Many of our nonprofit agency partners remained open, offering essential services and supplies to individuals and families in need throughout our 4-county area. And as the pandemic grew, so did their needs. Food, cleaning supplies, personal protective equipment. These were all things our agencies needed to continue to operate safely. That's when they called United Way.
United Way was built for moments like this. We've been doing this work for over 100 years right here in our community. We're connected to some amazing people who are already doing the hard work in our neighborhoods. We mobilize action quickly, and donors know they can absolutely trust us with their dollars. Quite simply, United Way knows how to get things done.
Every day we saw a new request and a new challenge, and I'm so proud to say that we were up for every single one.
At the initial onset of COVID-19, United Way was one of the first to reach out and offer support.
We are so grateful for the support from United Way of Greater Milwaukee, who has graciously offered us a gift.
We are grateful for contributions from United Way, that during these times they can help provide us with necessary tools to continue on.
We have been very appreciative of how United Way is helping relieve some of that strain by providing us essential items.
Just about everything has been impacted by this pandemic, and we're making adjustments on the daily, sometimes on the hour.
Thank you again, United Way. Without your historic and ongoing support, we wouldn't be able to do what we do, which is helping 500 or more people every day.
The simple truth is that so many of our communities were in crisis long before COVID-19. The pandemic is shining a spotlight on these issues for the entire world to see. We must continue our focus on equity, on removing barriers, and on increasing opportunities for everyone. United Way is ready to lead the way. We're ready to connect donors to the issues they're passionate about, especially in our new world. We are ready to connect new solutions to old problems. We're ready to connect people who can help to people in need.
Your gift to United Way will help hundreds of thousands of people in our 4-county region. People in Milwaukee, Waukesha, Washington, and Ozaukee counties.
I'm very proud of our donors. I'm proud of our volunteers, and I'm so very proud of the work that's being done every single day in our community. It's time to reimagine our world. It's time to create lasting change. It's time to show everyone what it means to live united.
Hey, good evening, everyone, and welcome to the 2020 United Way Campaign Kickoff. I am absolutely thrilled that you chose to join us tonight. You know, even though we're not in the same room together, I can still feel that energy. I hope you all can too. You know, I'm watching the chat bar, I'm watching us all connect with each other on the right-hand side of the screen, and I'm hopeful that tonight brings that same energy we always bring in supporting United Way, celebrating together, and getting ready for the start of another fantastic campaign. I love the work the United Way does in our Milwaukee community, and I'm proud to be a co-chair this year. You know, whether it's the work that they do in reducing barriers to employment and advancement, or the quick action they took in building the COVID-19 Urgent Relief Fund, the United Way steps up where we need them most. This year, I hope you'll consider making part of your gift a gift to the Community Fund. The Community Fund enables United Way to put their dollars where they feel there is the most need. We all have charities and nonprofits that we choose to support in our own way. But sometimes, some of the smaller agencies may not have the marketing or the notoriety for us to understand just exactly what they do in our communities. That's where the United Way steps in. And when you make a donation to the United Way's Community Fund, those dollars are targeted to meet our community's most pressing needs and help us solve those thorny issues. I hope you enjoyed tonight's kickoff. We're going to have a great kickoff together, and we're really all looking forward to working with you throughout this fall to make 2020 a United Way campaign we'll all remember and be proud of. We know that so many have struggled and continue to struggle during COVID-19. We know that people throughout our community literally called out for help. What we don't always see are the people behind the scenes who answer these calls. Yolanda is a community resources specialist with Impact 211, a central access point connecting people in need to community resources and information. Yolanda and her team are the first points of contact for individuals calling for help. Since the start of the COVID-19 crisis, the number of calls 211 receives each day has increased exponentially. Yolanda knows firsthand about the huge economic impact on people's lives. She tells us, every day I talk to people who are worried about paying rent and where they're going to get their next meal. Recently, Yolanda spoke with a 79-year-old woman who needed help. Yolanda remembered that the woman called crying, saying she was hungry. Her husband had passed away, her son was in prison, and she was home alone with 2 dogs. Yolanda connected her with the Department on Aging, who connected her with Meals on Wheels and even provided dog food. You have to have thick skin, said Yolanda, but I love my job. People call in tears, but by the time we hang up, I can hear the smile in their voice. The 211 resource team works daily to make sure their resource directory is up to date, so callers get connected with the most relevant information. Yolanda said, people call me just to say thank you. It's so rewarding to be able to lift the burden off someone's shoulders. Donations to United Way's Community Fund supports Yolanda and the critical work being done by Impact 211 in our local community. They show us that in order to live better, we must live united.
Good evening, everyone. It's great to be here with you tonight at the United Way Campaign Kickoff. I've been involved with the United Way in both Waukesha and Milwaukee for more than 15 years, and I was thrilled when they asked me to co-chair this year's campaign. You know, the United Way affects the lives of countless people across our region, and I think it's in years like this, when a pandemic hits and our community is really in crisis, that the value of the United Way shines through in a way that is harder to see in a normal year. You know, there's nobody in our community that has the breadth of relationships and resources and understanding of the different parts of our community that the United Way does. And when emergency strikes like it did this year, the United Way has just responded in an exemplary way to make sure that this community is meeting the needs of its highest risk citizens. And so I'm just honored to be part of this organization. I'm honored to be helping to lead this year's campaign. And it's stories like this that really get me excited to be part of the United Way. Through the Community Schools Initiative, United Way works together with local partners to ensure students have the support they need to thrive. Malik, a junior at North Division High School in Milwaukee, recently talked about his past. When I started high school, I was following people I shouldn't have. I had to learn how to step up as a leader. Latif Alston is a community school coordinator at North Division, a role supported by Milwaukee Urban League, United Way, and partners. Latif helps connect students like Malik to local programs and opportunities to explore their passion and plan for a bright future. I saw a lot of potential in Malik, said Latif. He started visiting my office and proving that he was interested in turning things around. When he came back the next school year, he was a whole different guy. I really appreciate how much Latif supported me, said Malik. Today, Malik is a passionate reader and writer. He is president of the Student Council and a member of North Division's Drumline. He enjoys helping his community and working hard toward his dream of becoming a United States Marine. I want to make a difference in my community and take care of the people who rely on me, said Malik. I know I can do it. At North Division, a member of the Milwaukee Community Schools Partnership, Malik is surrounded by a support system of teachers, staff, students, families, and community partners working together to ensure a successful future for him and his fellow students. Your donation to the United Way helps ensure that every student in our community has the tools they need to thrive. To live better, we must live united.
I support United Way's deep connection with and commitment to our communities, especially to the people who need us the most. From teen pregnancy to equitable health care to improving childhood literacy, providing emergency food, or helping to keep older adults active, United Way listens and acts to address our community's most pressing problems. For example, United Way's Urgent Needs Fund has helped our community to respond rapidly to the twin crises of COVID-19, a deadly pandemic unlike any since the Spanish flu pandemic of 1918, and a swift and debilitating economic downturn not seen since our Great Depression, both of which disproportionately affect people and communities of color. As a healthcare provider, I've seen firsthand the deep and profound impact the United Way has had on our most vulnerable people over the years, and especially throughout this pandemic. United Way of Greater Milwaukee and Waukesha County is a trusted partner that brings together the best of who and what we are, operating with compassion, transparency, humility, and integrity. And now more than ever, United Way needs your leadership and talents, all of us, living and giving united. And here's an example of why I believe in United Way. The Bread of Healing Clinic is a free medical clinic designed to serve low-income people who experience barriers to accessing ongoing health care. Through the clinic's MedShare program, millions of dollars of low-cost and free medication are made available to community members who need them through a network of 20-plus free clinics. Paul Hoffman, a registered pharmacist and the Director of Medication Access at Bread of Healing Clinic, recently told us, "Last year, we distributed more than $6 million worth of medication to local patients for an out-of-pocket cost to our clinic of about $27,000. During COVID-19, United Way Urgent Needs Fund expanded Bread of Healing's clinic's capacity so they could provide safe medication delivery to their most vulnerable patients. This program continues to ensure that critical medications are made available to patients, no matter their ability to pay. The MedShare program is funded by your donations to the Health Improvement Fund, a collaboration between United Way and the Milwaukee Healthcare Partnership. Bread of Healing reminds us all that to live better, we must live united.
Good evening, and thank you for being here. We all have our reasons for supporting the causes and organizations that we do. United Way will allow each of us to provide better and further reaching support for these causes and organizations. United Way truly has something for everyone. And what's most impressive is that United Way has the tools, the people, and the capabilities to be at the forefront of identifying both the immediate needs, think COVID-19 Relief Fund and Tequity, as well as the long-term initiatives needed in our community, safe and stable homes and reducing barriers to employment. At the same time, United Way maintains its support for those organizations that do good every day, providing much-needed help to people in both Waukesha and Milwaukee County. This is why I support United Way. This is why I believe in United Way. United Way supports the organizations that are near and dear to my heart. My interest was piqued almost 10 years ago when I realized United Way supported Penfield, Children's, and other organizations that provided support to disabled children. Having had 2 children with disabilities, both of whom have passed away, I knew firsthand the challenges that these children and family faced. Because of the support of United Way, many of the burdens were lessened for some of these families. That was something that was very important to me. I believe in the mission of United Way. I believe in their focus areas, and I would like to do more. I also know that United Way does make a difference, and it moves the needle. It has a proven track record, and I am confident that it will do so with each of its current focus areas. Here is an example. In 2016, more than 13,000 evictions were filed in Milwaukee County. Of those individuals and families facing eviction, only 112 had legal representation in court. Last year, the number of evictions rose to 14,000. However, the number of people with legal representation rose too, thanks to the Eviction Defense Project. Rafael Ramos, an attorney with Legal Action of Wisconsin and the director of the Eviction Defense Project, tells us that this project addresses the eviction crisis in Milwaukee by providing pro bono legal representation to people facing eviction in court. Rafael explains, before the project, individuals facing eviction with no lawyer were under duress, may have been unfamiliar with their rights, and may have signed whatever was put in front of them to make the situation go away. Legal representation makes a huge difference. Now clients have someone on their side during one of the most traumatic situations any family can experience. We've always had a part of the population that has been at risk of eviction because of poverty, said Rafael. COVID-19 has pushed people normally not at risk of eviction into that category because of unemployment, furlough, and reduced hours. The need for representation is greater than it's ever been. Your donation to United Way's Safe and Stable Homes Initiative goes to support the Eviction Defense Project and other local programs that are working to end family homelessness in our community. Rafael and his team remind us all that to live better, we must live united.
Each year during our community campaign, United Way offers you some extra incentive to give. When you give a new or increased gift of $25, $50, $75, or $100 to United Way's Community Fund, you're automatically entered into our Give and Win sweepstakes. Here are the details. When you give a new or increased gift of $25, you could win a Verlo V5 bed, sponsored by Verlo. A Brewers Game Day experience, brought to you by Brewers Community Foundation, or a Bucks fan package, sponsored by the Milwaukee Bucks. When you give a new or increased gift of $50, you could win the Cocoa Beach Vacation, sponsored by Zilber and Kelly and Michael Grebe. $3,000 cash, sponsored by Exonia Bank. Or the Grand Geneva Resort and Spa Getaway, sponsored by Marcus. When you give a new or increased gift of $75, you could win a 2020 Harley-Davidson Lowrider motorcycle, sponsored by Harley-Davidson Motor Company. And when you give a new or increased gift of $100, you could win the 2020 Nissan Kicks, sponsored by Johnson Controls.
Hey everyone, I'm Jasmine Johnson. I'm one of the co-chairs for the United Way's Diversity Leadership Society. Today, I am so proud to speak about one of the United Way's key initiatives for 2020, reducing barriers to employment and advancement.
In 2018, the U.S. Census Bureau shared this simple fact. The Black unemployment rate in Wisconsin was 3 times more than the white unemployment rate. We certainly know these numbers will only increase as we learn more during the COVID-19 pandemic. Our goal is simple. We believe that all adults of working age in our community should have the opportunity to obtain permanent employment with a livable wage at a workplace where they are treated with dignity and have opportunities for advancement. That's why United Way's Diversity Leadership Society is leading this important initiative. We all know the importance of a good job. It allows a family to have a safe and stable home, to have food on their table, and create an environment that is healthy and protective. The Diversity Leadership Society is taking a multifaceted approach to this initiative by focusing on 4 key areas: education, training, and credentials, transportation, involvement in the justice system, and diverse talent retention. We first introduced this initiative in 2018. Now, in 2020, we are elevating reducing barriers to employment and advancement as a key component of our annual community campaign. I want to thank our Campaign Kickoff sponsor, BMO Harris Bank, for their contribution this evening to our Reducing Barriers initiative.
We're so proud of the work that has already been done, but we know this is only the beginning. We hope that you will join us as we continue our fight.
I like the old adage, think outside the box. I like being the person who is, coming out of left field. I like being surprise factor. So I decided, with all the bad things that have happened in my life, to show the world something different. One of the major barriers I'm encountering is, my criminal background. That you are charged and you are found guilty by, 12, and you do your time and you're supposed to be able to go on with life. That is absolutely not the truth.
At United Way, we know that our Black community members simply face more barriers to employment than their white counterparts. This aligns with many other aspects of life that keep people of color in our community from attaining wealth and success at the same level as the rest of the community.
Prior to me catching my felonies, I was at Alverno to be a nurse. I was going to go all the way to becoming a practitioner and open up a clinic right here in my neighborhood. I could help my own people. The reason that I'm not a nurse today is because of 2 felony charges that I caught.
Margaret had experienced something that I see every day. So, for instance, prior to involvement in the criminal justice system, many defendants or many individuals that come through the court were working on something. For instance, we're going to school to get a nursing degree, or going to school to be a CNA, or going to school to be a phlebotomist, or whatever it may be. Specifically, I'm using healthcare because that's the one that we see the most. And now they have a conviction. So now that conviction has now ruined what they had once laid a plan to accomplish. It happens every single day, whether it's here in Milwaukee, or if it's in Green Bay, or if it's way up in Superior, Wisconsin. It happens. That affects all of us, specifically people of color.
United Way's Diversity Leadership Society chose reducing barriers to employment and advancement as their signature issue because Black unemployment has been significantly higher than whites over the last several years. The racial inequities that exist today are a direct result of structural racism, which makes it difficult for Black people in our community to secure quality education, jobs, housing, and equal treatment in the criminal justice system.
I didn't want to get out of prison to take steps back. When I went into Techita, I had 2 full-time jobs. So come out with nothing was extremely hard. I get out of prison last year, March 19th. My job was to look for a job. And not just a job that was career-oriented. A job that would sustain me, my family.
Everybody has a past. I don't care who you are, something has happened in your life that's been disruptive. If you're willing to put yourself out and learn a skill or a craft here, you could have a job for the rest of your life. You have to give people a chance.
I teamed up with the Milwaukee Urban League. I got an immediate response back from a wonderful woman, Brittany. But she was right off the top just team marketing, like, you're going to do this. Look at all the certifications you got. She's like, oh, you're going to do it. In my current position, I have an opportunity to put on display the type of person that I am, meaning my work ethic, my timeliness, my attention to detail, and wanting to do it right the first time. Milwaukee Urban League was very positive and instrumental in the person that I am right now. They took me at face value and gave me a chance.
Your donation to the Reducing Barriers to Employment and Advancement initiative gives us the resources to provide financial support to local agencies working to reduce employment barriers in our community.
In 10 years, I see myself, my charges taken off my record. I see my daughter flourishing. I see myself living comfortably, happy. I still have scars from my past, but just know that it is not the summation of who you are.
Good evening. I'm Pam Fent, Chairperson for the Volunteer Engagement Committee for the United Way, and I'm here this evening with two volunteer superstars, Nafisa Burdine from Manpower Group and Patricia Contreras from Rockwell Automation. Thank you both for being with us this evening. Nafisa, let's start off with you. I know that volunteering has already taken quite a different look this year.
It has, Pam, but that's not stopping us from doing great things. I think I speak for everyone here when I say that we'd love to have live volunteer events right now. United Way has always been a leader for bringing together the hand raisers in our community. While COVID-19 may have set us in a different direction, volunteering is still at the heart of our work. We've already accomplished some amazing things this year. When our community called out a need for masks, United Way was ready to help. The mission of Mask Up Milwaukee was to create homemade masks for healthcare and other essential service providers. Volunteers picked up their masks from Pfizer Forum in Milwaukee, took the kits home and assembled 700 masks. Over 1,600 volunteers mobilized over 32,000 hours and created over 1.2 million masks for our community. In addition, we saw volunteers write notes of encouragement to healthcare workers, teachers, and other essential workers throughout our neighborhoods. And our Intern Day of Action was transformed into a month of events that were carried out remotely by volunteers throughout the entire country.
Thank you, Nafisa. Patricia, can you tell us what the rest of 2020 is going to look like in terms of volunteering?
Well, first of all, Pam, there will be no in-person United Way activities at the United Way Volunteer Center for the remainder of the year. We will be encouraging interested workplaces to consider virtual, remote, and solo volunteerism whenever possible. Where we need an in-person component to address urgent needs, we will provide guidance to our companies and partners to make sure everyone is safe. The volunteer engagement team will strategically facilitate connections to small group volunteer activities that address urgent needs and have been vetted to ensure alignment with CDC and local health department recommendations. We will do everything we can to make sure everyone is safe and healthy. Having said that, we still have a lot of great volunteer opportunities for fall. Our Backpack Coalition has been in full swing since July, and because of the generosity of so many, we literally blew away our goal for this initiative. Our women's and men's job seminars will be transformed into virtual events. This year, we will have a variety of presentations, all designed to assist the job seekers of our communities. We will continue with our notes of encouragement, especially in support of Project Homeless Connect for both Milwaukee and Waukesha. And this year, our giving tree will have even more meaning, as so many in our community continue to struggle with job loss or reduction in hours. You can learn more about these activities when you visit the United Way website and click on the Volunteer tab.
Thank you both so much for being with us this evening to kick off the United Way campaign. Usually at this time, we announce a volunteer hours goal. However, due to the unusual circumstances of 2020, we have decided not to set a numerical goal for this year. We look forward to reestablishing that tradition next year. The volunteer team at United Way will continue to look for new and innovative ways to give back to our community. We know so many of you are ready to roll up your sleeves and get involved. And of course, our time tonight wouldn't be complete without a special thank you to Rockwell Automation for once again sponsoring our United Way Seasons of Caring. They've been great partners with us over the years, and we're grateful to have them along again for 2020. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank everyone who's already stepped up to volunteer and look forward to connecting with you virtually this fall. Together we live united.
Each year, as we come to the close of our kickoff, we announce a goal for our community campaign.
While many may look at the year 2020 as one that we would soon like to forget, we're thinking about things a little differently.
What if 2020 is the year we inspire so many to rise up, to raise their voice, and to create lasting change in our community?
We're proud to lead this year's campaign. We're proud to fight beside all of you. We're proud to say that together we are the faces of change.
And we are proud to announce our 2020 campaign goal.
Thank you for everything you'll do to help us reach our goal in 2020.
Thank you for your continued support of United Way.
And thank you for showing the world what it truly means to live united.